What's up, guys? Kyle here with Chris Mounce for Blacklisted, The Voice, episode 11. Chris is owner of Recharge Fitness, and is it three-time fittest in Arkansas?
4-time now. They
Four-time
had that double.
fittest.
They had that double year, 3 years, 2 times that 1 year. So
Okay. So we're gonna chat with Chris about kind of his competitive history, fitness history, his gym owning, and what there actually is to do in Arkansas.
not very much.
So Chris, you want to just tell us a little bit more about kind of your fitness history, like any sports that you kind of played growing up?
Yeah,
And
growing up, everybody plays every sport you can get hold of when you're elementary or whatever. The school I went to, super small, and it was basketball basically or nothing. I mean, they had baseball and stuff, but if it wasn't basketball, it wasn't anything, and it just so happened that was my favorite sport. So grew up loving basketball. I mean, still my favorite sport. I'll still love it till the day I die. Played through high school, had a chance to go play college, didn't, stayed back, stayed with my buddies and stuff. So then I started missing competitive sports, so I went back to try out again, made the team again, didn't go again. So I was like, well, we're done there. And then kind of from there, took 2 or 3 years of running and doing really nothing, and then kind of happened to on CrossFit about, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
At first, it was kind of just filling the niche of doing something, and then the competitiveness comes out, and then you kind of start going down that path too. So
For sure. So what college were you going to go play for?
it would have been U of O. Yeah, U of O here in Arkansas, which is a small little college here in town, or not town.
Yeah.
It's about 2 hours south of us. So
Okay. And you're born and raised in Harrison then?
born and raised, haven't left yet.
So that 2-hour trip for basketball tryouts, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we like it around here. It's super quiet. So
Yeah, for sure. So did you just like walk into a CrossFit gym your first day, or like how did you hear about it?
There was one. There wasn't any in town, so it was about 30 minutes north. There was one in Branson, Missouri.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law at the time, I was like, "Hey, man, I want to go try this out. It's a Saturday. We'll drop in." They said it's free. I kind of hit them up. We went there, and after day one, I came home and was like, "Yeah, I signed up for a 4-month contract. Sorry, babe." And like, "What, you did what?" And so she fought it for a while, but eventually I got her into it too. But yeah, it was one of those things. I kind of just dive in head first into a lot of stuff, and day one is that, and then I was in. So
Right
they
on.
got me.
Yeah. So you signed a 4-month contract, and then like after that, did you decide to open up your own facility?
Yeah, so we spent about 2 years driving back and forth. We spent a lot of money driving back and forth and a lot of time, just because
It's 30 minutes away?
Yeah, it's 30 minutes away, 40
Okay.
if you're, driving, whatever. But time you get there and you do a class and maybe stay after and do a little bit more, you're 2 hours in, 3 hours in. So at that time we were thinking about having kids, and I was like, well, we can't spend 4 hours on the road every day trying to do something like that. So I was already into coaching a little bit up there, and
Okay.
I really liked that aspect of it, the coaching aspect of it, and it just made sense. Our town didn't have anything.
Right.
You have a couple of the Globo gyms, but our town as a whole is honestly pretty lazy as a community, right? We don't do a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of stuff to do here. So I thought it'd be good for the community and just been a good opportunity for myself as a business owner as well.
For sure. So about 2 years into going up to that gym, you decided to pull the trigger and open your own space.
Yep. And and looking back at it, I probably wasn't ready. I've evolved a lot throughout that time.
Yeah.
I just kind of, you kind of just go gung ho, but I wish I would have waited a little longer, but it was just timing seemed right at the time. And I look back, I made some mistakes coaching wise and stuff like that in the first little bit, but
For sure.
I think it does help now that I know back then so.
Yeah. So how have you kind of evolved as like a coach and a business owner then?
So as far as coaching goes and programming in general, just more for the general health of fitness. When you first in the CrossFit, it's scary and you see all these crazy things, and most people, we probably don't need that if we're just trying to live a nice healthy life. So
For sure.
first year of programming, it was lots of kipping that people didn't need, stuff like that. So didn't have no base, anything like that. So that aspect, I've been a little stricter as far as growing into that. You kind of get more confident with yourself, be able to tell people, hey, probably not yet, or anything like that. And then just business wise, just knowing that I need to rely a little bit on others. I to delegate a little bit. I'm terrible at that. My wife's full-time teacher, and so I don't like to put stuff on her to the gym, but she's really good at some stuff. So I need to still do a better job of delegating stuff to her too, just because some stuff I'm not good at. Anything on computer.
Yeah. You said anything on a computer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So what kind of, as far as that aspect goes, like delegating and like kind of, giving up a little bit more control of the business, like what was kind of the mindset shift towards that and like getting people to do some more?
It was, just failures. I mean, you drop the ball on some things, you don't have things ready that should be at the end of the month or anything like that. And so you're like, well, something's got to change, or you've been 2 weeks without making a post on your social media. And you're like, well, I'm terrible at that too. And you find somebody for that. So it's just failures, and then just trying to learn from them. So
yeah.
And I think, that's okay for the majority of people. I mean, you're going to fail. It's just, what do you do when you fail? So trying to get better at that.
Yeah. Have you, you read it all, or?
Yeah, we actually read quite a bit more than we probably did in school and stuff. We've kind of found a niche there, and just, we read together. Me and my wife read a lot. She reads a lot more than I do, but. Yeah,
for sure. There's a book, Mindset by Carol Dweck. You'd probably like it because it's like,
yeah, check it out.
Yeah, it's about like growth mindset, and it seems like you kind of have that already, but it frames like failures in a different different mindset basically. So it's not necessarily like failures, just like learning opportunities basically.
Yeah, cool. That's the kind of books I like to read.
Yeah,
for sure. My wife, she's more whatever piques her interest at the time, but I like a lot of those mindset books and stuff like that. So I just read Barbell Buddha. That's that Chris.
Yeah. Was that good?
Used to be with Barbell Shrugged. It was good. It was, I didn't really know going into it what I was expecting, but it was a lot better than I thought. It was a fun read.
Okay. What were some of the takeaways from that one?
It was just basically like your evolution through anything you want to do. He used his fitness as a lot of it, but being okay taking these bumps in the road, because you're going to take those bumps, kind of just like what I was talking about, and kind of figuring out ways around it, and being okay with it, because there's probably a better outcome the opposite direction you need to go.
Okay. Yeah. That's sweet. He was pretty influential for quite a bit there inside of the community.
Yeah. That was really the first podcast I watched when I got into this. I think that's about the time they were really hitting their peak.
Yeah.
And so you've seen them a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah. They had some good guests on there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you remember? Like, what your favorite episode was by them, or?
No, not really. It's been so long since I've watched any of theirs now. I can't think of it. I always liked to listen to him talk. He just seemed like it was just a different takeaway than what you would look at the guy like. This big old powerlifter, and he's really into like the spiritual stuff. And so I was kind of interested in him. He piqued my interest, and then his book came out, and after his sudden death and everything, I was like, well, I'm going to buy the book. And I just now read it. I probably had it for almost 2 years. And I've just now read it.
Okay. Yeah. Dang. That's sweet. I'll have to check that one out too. That one sounds good.
I do that a lot though. I have so many books I have to read, and then I'm like, I want to buy this one, so I'll buy this one, and then it's an ongoing thing. So I get in trouble a lot.
How big is your stack right now?
It's pretty big, and so I have coffee bar in my house, and it hangs
Yeah.
over my coffee bar, and they usually spread out on the floor, and they're usually getting kicked around because people are walking past it. I have to do a better job of picking them up. So I'll filter through them sometimes, decide which one to read, and just leave them there. So
Yeah. It sucks because it takes like 8 to 9 hours to read a book, and that's like over the course of a week or two, and you're like buying 3 books in the course of that week or two.
Yeah, exactly. And then so like while I'm reading this one, I'm trying not to think about this one, and that's what gets me in trouble sometimes.
Yeah. I was trying to read like two books at a time, 2 or 3 books at a time, and like it took me like exponentially longer just because I was having to like jump back and forth between them.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to remember what you read. Yeah, I get that.
I'm a 1 book guy now.
Yeah, me too, for sure. I couldn't do more than one.
Yeah. Is this your guys' first facility, like first place you guys have been in, or have you moved location?
No, so we started out super small. Right now our building's like 6,500 square feet. Our first one was, if it was 1,700, I've been surprised. I can't remember the exact of it. It was super small though.
Yeah.
It was actually connected to a physical therapist office I was working at the time. It was like I was just an assistant there. And so they're like, hey, there's a 2-bay garage right next, connected to the building, because I had talked to them about it. So it was actually perfect. It allowed me to open up and teach classes and still have my other job at the same time and go help there. So that helped out a lot, and they were super supportive, and we just outgrew it. And so when we outgrew it, I decided to quit that job and just work full time in the gym. And so we came here. So we're actually paying the same price. I take that back. We were paying the same price per month for 5,000 square feet that we were for the 1,700. And then we just added another 1,500 to 1,600 square feet. So it added a little to the rent. But our price point now is a lot cheaper per square foot than when we started out.
Well, that's legit.
Yeah, for sure. It was kind of one of those things, like if we don't take this, we're going to regret it down the road. So,
yeah, for sure. Was it kind of scary taking that jump into opening the gym, or taking the move?
Oh yeah, it's still scary.
Yeah.
It was just because before then I had a couple of pretty good jobs. I made pretty good money, and my wife was making pretty good money at the time. And then right before, she lost her job, and so like and she was pregnant at the time, and we really, we weren't super sure. She was super supportive though. She said, if you want to do it, I mean, you're always going to find an excuse not to do it. So you might as well do it now. And then we kind of ran from there.
Sweet.
We're still figuring things out. I don't think I'll ever know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Month by month, year by year. So,
because this is how many years you've been open now?
This will be 6.5 years.
Okay.
I was based it off my son. My son was like just being born. He's 7 now, so he was. That's kind of how I remember.
Okay. Yep. And so when you started CrossFit, were you like all about I'm going to compete, or did you kind of fall into that?
The first little bit I wasn't. I bit into just just the 1 hour super paleo whatever, and I lost a lot of weight. Like I was scrawny, and I was like, I don't like this at all, because I've never been super big or super small. I've been in the middle, and it's just when I was playing basketball, I could use my weight a little bit, it helped.
Okay.
And then I got super small, and like I was like, man, I don't like this. And then I started competing, and I was like, I really don't like this being small. And so and then I started, following I think we started following RP pretty early on. Yeah. Gained some weight back, and then like my competitive niches from there. I actually got talked into a comp. I think I was 7 months in, and I was still really small then. I was just replacing the owner. He was a fireman and broke his foot or something, and he's like, hey, can you do this comp with the team? I can't do it. And I was like, yeah. And from there on, it's kind of how it happened. So
yeah, so you're 7 months in, you got hooked.
Yeah, I remember it being a 115 overhead squat, and I could barely do it. It was embarrassing. This will never happen to me again. Do what?
Was it mobility, or was it like a strength issue?
At the time, I think it was more mobility, just looking back at it. But you're like, I gotta get stronger. That's kind of the first thing you're thinking of.
Back in
And
the day.
it was definitely mobility. I probably had never overhead squatted more than twice in my life.
Yeah.
Um,
There was like the
and then
on ramp that you did the barbell with, and
yeah,
then
exactly. Yeah. Started with a PVC pipe, went to a barbell.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Everyone
you
else is
still have a good
finishing the
combo.
workout, and I'm just standing there in the middle of the floor trying to overhead squat 115. And like
You're
the
like,
support's awesome. Like you love the support while you're watching it, but while it's you, it's frustrating.
yep, for sure, for sure. Getting like 1/3 of the way down and having to bail the bar because your shoulders
Yeah,
are so.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So what? So like, so 7 months in, like this competition happened. Did you guys place well or?
Um, I don't remember. It's a pretty big comp locally. It's called
Mhm.
HOA. It's one of the bigger team competitions
Yeah.
in the surrounding Midwest.
Okay.
We definitely did scaled.
Okay.
I think we did decently
Yeah.
okay. But it was definitely a scaled comp, and it was it was. But there, like you see some bigger teams like Team 417. They've
Yep.
always went to the
Yep.
games. They're there dominating and stuff. So you see stuff like
Okay.
that, and uh, it pumped me up for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
It pumped my wife up too. That's what kind of got her really into the that side of it too. She was watching from the stands, and it fired her up too.
Okay.
She says she's not competitive, but
Oh, we know.
yeah, we know.
So like what about that hooked you? Was it like the atmosphere, the crowd, like just having a
Yeah, I
again?
think being gone from competition so long, just the feeling you get when you're walking down there, that nerves or whatever.
Yep.
That was just something that I missed a lot. I craved, and so I missed it, and I found it again, and it just
Mhm.
happened to be that was it could have been I could have walked on a tennis court and played tennis, and that could have hooked me. It just
For
happened to
sure.
be I was like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm going to try to do. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been fun, and it's as you get a little older, you you look back and it's like, man, I mean it was a life changing thing because I really had done nothing. I was kind of just going through the motions, and then I kind of found another reason to push myself for something, and
Mhm.
instead of just waking up every day and just going through the motions of life. So it's been good. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've met some awesome people on the way. So
Yeah, yeah. So like that aspect right there, like you kind of found a purpose almost inside of like fitness. Do you
yeah,
or competition per se? Do you use that in your coaching style, and you try and like get your members to see that and buy into that as well then? Or
yeah. So for sure, we are big pushers of just being you know whatever you choose to do, whether it's in our gym or whatever, we want you to move. And so like for me around here, it's like this could save your life. I mean, it could
Mhm.
literally, if you come in here and move for 45 minutes a day, especially after what we just went through, the pandemic of COVID, like
Right.
this is this is something that could save your life down the road. Like it's, whatever. And so like, I'm super passionate there. And I sometimes I have to control myself. Like when I'm talking to somebody new, like I get kind of over excited about it. And I'm like, man, this
Yeah.
is it. This is, you're on the right path. And then I'm like, calm down. Like you're scaring them. Uh,
Your crazy's coming out.
but yeah. And yeah, exactly. And I, I love coaching, and I love like the technical aspect of it. And so like, I try to take as many courses as I can. Like we took CrossFit gymnastics, me and my coach together,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And stuff like, I just love those courses and the knowledge you can bring from it.
Yeah.
What I've always struggled with is taking those and then applying them too much in the beginning. Right. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm loading too much down, like take a step back. How do I put this in slowly and stuff like that, just so people can, work their way into it? Not because not everybody's here just to dive straight in, right? So everybody's here
For
just
sure.
to, most of the time it's to talk to their friends, and they're just getting a little health benefit on the side of it. So
Right. Right.
most for the majority of people, what I've got, like they don't super care too much like why we're doing this. Just tell me what to
Mhm.
do, make sure I'm doing it
Okay.
right, and kind of go through there.
Yeah. Yeah. So how have you started to like implement those courses then inside of your classes?
So we when we first started, or when I first started, it was, has to be strength, has to be conditioning, whatever. That's, like I was saying, and I was kind of involved, and now I'm okay with programming toes to bar for 30 minutes, and we're just working on that skill aspect.
Yeah.
Just them knowing that, finding these shapes or whatever, it's, it's going to benefit not only on toes to bar, but on other, even with the barbell or whatever. So people have kind of bought into that a little bit more. So that's good for us. The one course I want to take is the aerobic capacity course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like listening to Chris Henshaw talk a lot. And so he's a great speaker, and I want to take that course, but I don't know if I'll be able to control, like when I come back, I'm like, okay, they're not doing this XXX of running or whatever. So like, I'll have to, that's another thing. Like I sometimes struggle. Like, I don't know when I program or sit down or whatever, I'm like, okay, I want them to this, and this. I'm like, okay, that's too much. Like, that's an overload. Like I'm trying to learn to be patient with programming. So it's been fun. Like, it's good.
Yeah. Throw like one aspect that you learned from the seminar into like, 1 to 3 weeks of a program.
Yeah, exactly.
Dose them.
So we're starting, I think what we're going to start to do, and we've been kind of talking about, is having like month by month this is toes to bar month and whatever. And so we're going to do some one-on-one training if you want to work on just those positions. And next month will be double unders and something else. And, they can still pick up other stuff, but this will be our main focus, and we'll sell 20-minute sessions, 30-minute sessions, just to kind of get some extra work in there. So
for sure. Have you done the jump and rope double under seminar yet?
I haven't.
Oh man, that one's legit.
It's good. And that's one of the things, like double unders, like it's just a practice thing, and like you could tell people to practice, but I think if you had some more drills that people could buy in, like they're going to practice more. Like, it's just boring to try to do the same thing over and over. So yeah, double unders are a tough one to like teach and learn, honestly. Like a lot of it's kind of like that struggle and like figuring it out. But I went through the double under course. I had double unders when I went through it with Molly Metz is the owner of that company. And she like revolutionized like my double unders. Like I could do them, but then when I went through that course, like I way better at them. And cool. I'll check that out.
Several people, like even for class members, like I was a little bit on the competitive side, but even for class members that in our gym that went through it, like they were getting significantly better. And like there's tons of drills and cues, and she really helps you like feel the movement out a lot better. So definite recommendation for that one if you're looking for any.
Yeah, for sure. I am. We always are.
Yeah. So when did you want to start becoming the fittest in Arkansas, or did that just kind of happen?
It was just weird. So like you never really think about it. And then I started doing, of course, the open. And back then, I think just the last couple of years, they've not done it where they actually had like the filter of the fittest in the state. Yeah. And where you don't have to hashtag or anything. And so I think 5 years ago, I finished like second 2 years in a row. And I was like, I'm going to win. I'd like to win it next year. And so ended up winning it. And that at that time, I had the dream of regionals was the dream. And so you're pushing for that. And, that was just like a sidebar, was a business state. But they actually, back then, they sent a T-shirt and like a plaque. You don't get nothing now.
Well, they don't do that anymore?
No, I haven't received anything in a couple of years.
Oh, man.
I think just because they went to the hashtag. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's
it kind of just and now everybody in Arkansas, it's competitive. Like we're all on group thread message, like through like a messenger on Facebook or whatever. And so like when it gets time for that season, like everybody starts commenting on there and stuff. So it's really cool. Like it's a super tight knit competitive unit throughout Arkansas. And like my coach Samuel, he's super mouthy, so it helps get things fired up a little bit.
He was talking trash.
He does the trash talking for me.
Yeah. On 20 burpee box jump overs. He was talking trash.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Arkansas
community is pretty tight knit then, as far as like CrossFit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we last year we set up where we all get together at the like Little Rock's kind of center of everything. It's state capital. So we all, not everybody, but a lot of the competitors we met in Little Rock, and we'd have like a Saturday of just throwing down for the whole Saturday. People from 2 hours away driving down. You don't know them all by face, just from the mouthing you'd done on Facebook or whatever. But it was cool to meet everybody. So hopefully we could get that set up again this year.
Yeah.
I don't know how it flows with everything going on, but I've been kind of trying to get into the works.
Yeah, yeah. Is that like you guys just throw down on a random Saturday, or is that like during the Open you guys?
It was on a random Saturday. Yeah, it was a couple months before the Open, and we're just like, hey, we'll write a certain amount of wads. You guys write a certain amount of wads. We'll meet up, hang out afterwards. So it's really cool.
That's really cool. Those are some of like that's like old school back in the day CrossFit.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like so dialed in and like just like, oh, I'm on my program. Not that like
exactly
advocating going off your program, but it's important to train.
But I think it is. Yeah, I think sometimes if you have to go to the program, like, and to throw down with somebody else, like, I think you're going to benefit just from that competitive section or whatever.
For sure. There's like there's a hybrid between the two where if you have people that you can train with in your gym, like throwing down with them like 2 to 3 times a week is going to be like super beneficial for you. And then obviously getting your own stuff that is a weakness in the sport is, and this is regards to sport, not health, but if you're getting your own stuff specific to your weaknesses in the sport is super beneficial as well. So it's like a hybrid that's most ideal.
And then we have 2 others that come from Oklahoma. They're the ones that we made that comp with. I totally forgot the name of it now. One, I don't know. I just
totally forgot the name.
But they come down.
It's the Sanctional.
Yeah, I forgot the Sanctional's name. Gosh.
It's one of the big ones on the East Coast, so we're just idiots right now.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the big team comp.
They come down. Yeah. Gosh, I cannot think of it. They come down pretty often. They both own a gym up there where they're from. It's about 2 hours from us, but they come down on the weekends. They'll stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
And then we'll go up there sometimes too, just kind of depending on. So it's good. They're both really competitive, and so we like to compete together, but we also like to throw down against each other too. So.
Heck yeah, yeah. Because you guys had qualified for that competition as a team, correct?
Yeah. Yep. I've really never done like a major team competition, so it was really cool. I was excited for it. So maybe next year.
Yeah. Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, there it is. Yes. Gosh, I don't know why I could not think of
that. Dumb. But yeah, so that'll be your first team. Like, I guess this next year, depending on what competitions you guys qualify, that would kind of be like your first team experience then.
Yeah, we did Granite Games when it was 3-person teams.
Okay.
It was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So 3 years ago I did the 3-person team at Granite Games, which was really cool, but made me want to do Granite Games again. So then I qualified for that individually. That was the last year before they did like away with regionals, right? So that was the sanctionals or it wasn't sanctionals, it was just Granite Games. And so it was before they came out with sanctionals.
Okay.
I was like, oh, thank goodness. Like got to do Granite Games before it was like impossible to qualify for.
Yeah.
That was super cool. And that kind of lit the spark again of wanting to do some bigger comps, just because like local comps are cool. And then you go to those and you're like, wow, I'm kind of out of my realm here.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah. You kind of get to see like with the local comps, it's like kind of like that big fish, small pond type deal. And then you go to these bigger comps and it's like small fish, big pond. You're like,
oh, yeah, you're that little perch swimming around catfish, trying not to get eaten.
Yeah. So, that it like speaking from experience, team is a ton of fun. We've got quite a few team competitors. So yeah, it's a great time. So hopefully,
COVID. I'm excited. I can't wait to do some teams. I love competing myself. I love competing with my wife too. So it's always fun. And we always said it's the special people that you compete with, because I'm cranky on the floor. Like I yell a little bit, so you have to be real picky on who you're teaming up with. And so we all click pretty good together. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So like, what makes you cranky on the floor?
I just competitiveness. Just people not knowing where they're supposed to be or something like that is nothing more than just a cranky old man. So, but everybody, when we were doing it, they're right where they wanted, right where they need to be. They're ready to transition or whatever. So it's good.
Yeah, you guys sounds like you guys work pretty well together then.
Yeah, and it helps when both your females are almost as strong as you guys. So.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Chris's wife, Jess, legitimately probably lifts more than he does, but
she's strong.
She is strong.
She makes me nervous sometimes.
Chris and his wife were on one of our live streams a little bit ago, and we did a 5-minute workout into a build to a max hang squat clean. And his wife Jess, she hit 265, right, for a hang squat clean. I think that's what it was. It was absurd. It was absurd.
So, yeah, 265.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
so,
265.
Yeah, pretty strong.
She's stout. But it makes when we're competing. Yeah, when we're competing together, it allows me to kind of focus more on my strengths. So like she can take a little bit more of a load of the heavy barbell, and I don't have to.
yeah. Kind of puts you at ease a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're a business owner, you enjoy competing, have a family. How do you and you train, how do you kind of balance all of those?
A lot of help. My parents help a lot. Just as far as like, watching the kids sometimes. But my kids who live in the gym, like Isaac, my oldest, he was born essentially. I mean, he's been here since he was crawling, so he's walking around the gym all the time. So they do a really good job of kind of playing on their own, and he likes to work out with us, stuff like that. But just support systems. So people supporting, just your business and stuff like that. So parents helping, and my wife being a superwoman and being able to juggle 18 different things. So I don't take much credit that way.
Yeah. So a lot of it is just like kind of some help from other people, and like
and
you
just
guys,
the kids in general being super cool with being here, while we're coaching or whatever. So
yeah. Do you guys have a pretty good like coaching staff as well that you've set up, or have you set up like systems inside of your business to help it run a little bit smoother?
Yeah, so for a while we had quite a few coaches, and it was the coaches that they were just coaching for their membership, and they all still come here help out when they can. But we realized that if we wanted to be a little more serious in the business aspect, we need to pay our coaches like a big amount. So that's kind of where we're transitioning to. Samuel was our first one we brought in that we're like, hey, we're going to pay you this salary. This is what we expect of you. And stuff like that. So now when I'm home, I don't have to think so much like, and nothing, the other coaches did a great job. It's just, they had other jobs, right? That wasn't their job. And so like, I was still thinking about it. And so like now I know Samuel is going to do a good job because this is his livelihood. He's making money to support him and his wife. So, and that's where we're going from next. Like next, I've already talked like I want somebody for social media. Like that's their job is social media. Is to do that and stuff like that, just because I'm terrible at that. And I think the better at that we are, then the more we grow. And so that's my next big expansion will be hiring somebody for my social media and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you're kind of like to the point where you're wanting to hand things off to people almost, so that you can kind of like.
For sure. Yeah. And that was hard for me in the beginning. It was hand things off. Even if I wasn't there, I was there in my mind thinking
Mhm.
like, I hope this is running okay. I send them texts like, hey, how'd class go? And they're they're like, sure, everything's okay. So like trying to be okay delegating and not thinking about it is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, yeah. So like as you started to delegate, like, are you starting to see and like be okay with like the job that people are doing, or how do you kind of like balance that mindset?
Yeah, I think so. I think you just put your standards out when you start,
Mhm.
and then you obviously have checklists to make sure that they're meeting those standards. But
Yeah.
so I mean, we've been blessed. We've done everyone we've dealt with has been great. Like I said, our coaches that don't coach for us anymore still come. They're super supportive.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool.
Yeah.
We've grown actually since opening back up post COVID. We've grown quite a bit, so we're looking for some different things we can do to keep growing. So
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. That's great news. Has it been
very much
people
so, yeah.
has it been people coming in that are like, this thing scared me, like I want to get healthy?
Yes, that's kind of been the norm. The norm, what I hear is, hey, I realize I need to do this, this, and this. And I think
Mhm.
the majority of not just this community, but every community, like there's gonna be like that peak of everybody's gonna start realizing that. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's a good time as a gym owner to be a gym owner.
For sure.
I think people are finally starting to see what they need to do or have to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it's a good time to be in the industry if you're looking to help people. Like I, I still tell people, I mean, if you're wanting to make a lot of money, I mean, it's not the job for you, right? It's a lot of time. I
Yeah.
could go get
Yeah.
I could go get XYZ job down the road and still probably make the same amount of money, but
Yeah.
this is what I love to do, so it's worth it for sure.
Right. Right. Make the same amount of money and work 9 to 5 and have weekends off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it seemed like there was kind of like that, 2 maybe 3-ish month storm that gyms had to close down, but it was cool to see them all adapt to, like, move over to Zoom, do
Yeah,
online
yeah,
classes, rent out their equipment. Like, that was really cool to see, and just kind of weather the storm. And usually when that happens, you kind of reap the benefits of whatever comes afterwards. So
yep.
it's yeah, it's an exciting time. At least, like, hopefully people are starting to kind of take health a little bit more seriously. And we might see, like, it'd be cool to see a healthier population inside America.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have to see, like, once everything starts returning to normal, what's going to end up happening.
yeah,
Does
exactly.
that
Yeah,
gym membership
that's
go out
and
the
like
window or not?
for here, like in our area, it's super like it's super quiet. There's whatever. So we really never got out of the norm other than everything being closed. Like, but most people here,
Yeah.
you're just going outside to the river. Right? That's the only thing to do here is you go float the
Okay.
Buffalo River. So
Okay.
um, it's been cool knowing that where we live, like we don't have to worry about so much stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so it's that's cool too. So we're excited that maybe people are starting to finally realize though, like I need to be a little healthier, and so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah. Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Um, Well, cool. So obviously competition season is kind of like on a standstill, but are there I know we kind of chatted about this before, but is there any competitions that are kind of like on your mind this year, or you want to, like, make sure you hit the check mark on?
Uh, I don't. I want to do a big team comp, like I was saying, like Mid Atlantic to qualify for that or something like that. It would be cool. Um, I'd I'd like to travel like overseas. I think that'd be for the family and use that kind of as the whatever. But I don't really have any set in my mind.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure, honestly, Samuel could probably tell you more so than me. Like he's like, we should do this one. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
let's do that one. So
Yeah. 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 I don't even know, honestly. Like, I haven't seen any dates for anything yet. Even, I think they're all.
I don't know any that's announced anything really. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's just kind of like the waiting game, but
You just wait to the open.
Yeah. Qualify for everything out of the open.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully people haven't been working out for 8 months at that point in
Yeah,
time.
let's hope so. Let's hope everybody just took some time off.
Top 100 because you have a gym.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So kind of to close things out here, last question we asked is just like, who is somebody that's been influential inside of your fitness journey?
Really, probably. I mean, it's weird to say. Like when I first opened, like the owners from Branson, they kind of got me into it. So I'll always remember Justin Jones, Whitney Jones. They'll be the ones that kind of push me towards that because they've seen some potential. And then really now it's just my wife, because it's what she can do, having 2 kids, having a full-time job. Like she competed nationally as a weightlifter. Like knowing that, like that's kind of like, it's influential just to know that, if she can do this, and this, like I don't do anything all day. Like I can be competitive and I can do this if I want to. I mean, it's all up to me. So she's real grounded in that aspect. So it's kind of cool to look up to that.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, right on. How do people find you guys' gym on Instagram? How do they find you on Instagram? If they have any kind of questions for you or.
Yeah, so Instagram, Recharge Fitness. No, my Instagram tag. That's sad. I'll tell you. That's kind of sad that I don't know that. Mounce 22 is my Instagram tag, and so hit me up anytime on there. So
right on.
We've been trying to be more active on social media, but I'm going to video this and this today, put out my programming or my whatever day, and then I'm laying down in bed now. I'm like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't have my phone at all. So I'm terrible at that. So one of these days I'll be good at it.
Yeah. Al was like one of our best hires was a social media guy. So
yeah. Well, even for like myself, I'm like, I'm gonna video all my stuff that I'm doing for Blacklisted today. I'm gonna put it all out there. And then I did my first video, and then we finished the whole thing, and I'm like, I didn't do anything else.
Yeah. I asked Chris if he had a video he did Amanda 45. I wanted to see his snatches, and I asked him for a video. No.
Yeah.
It's like unless he's on the live stream.
I used to have an iPhone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get to see here in a second me look like a little girl on a back squat thing. So
you used to have a what?
I used to have a tripod that I'd set up, and then I'd have that flowing, but I don't know what happened to it. So I don't even think about it anymore. So maybe I'll start getting back to video and everything. It was good too, just the video, just to see like, wow, you took 25 seconds to rest there. What are you doing? And so I need to do that more often, but I just don't think about it.
Yeah, it's always good to watch yourself. But yeah, Chris is about to hit our challenge workout for the day. I think it should be up on Instagram. Well, I guess you guys are watching in the future, so whatever. It's the back squat one. You guys will see our Instagram. So Chris and his wife Jess are about to hit that. Put up hopefully some big weight. We'll see.
Somebody put up big weight.
Yeah, it's gonna be some sore legs after that one. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, good luck, guys.
Yeah, then we got the 150 burpee box overs after that.
Yeah. It'll be good. Good day. Yeah. But thanks for coming on, Chris.
Yeah, man.
Look forward to maybe having you on again in the future. So we'll chat.
Sure. Yeah, I'll see you soon.
Okay, sounds good.